having done some research on these women potters in Africa, and I'm trying to remember where, she's actually spent quite a bit of time there, and didn't intend to go studying pottery, but because she's a visual artist of various media, and ended up becoming quite close to this community of women.
Oh, interesting.
And I will, if you go to her website, I'll send you the link of some of the photos that she took. And what's odd is that she's actually an old friend of my aunt, and I happen to be Facebook friends with her kind of by accident. And so when I saw her referenced in one of your articles about, one of the few research projects on African women potters, I was like, wait a minute, I know that name, and went and looked at her website. So.
Okay, great. Send me that link, and
I will pass that on to you. What's the best way to send you?
You can send me through email, just
regular, okay.
mark.lancet@solano.edu, and then I can post it up on I can put it into the curriculum.
Okay.
All right. So, Cynthia, how's your African pot coming along?
I think it's coming really good. I don't know if I'm behind or not. Let me flip the camera. It's looking like that. I didn't know how to keep it wet on one half and dry on the other.
Right, that looks like it'll work. You may want to push the plastic down a little bit more. And when that gets stiff enough, you don't want it bone dry, you just want it leather hard. When it gets stiff enough to support, then you can flip it over.
I actually think it already is. I kind of gave it a little turn just earlier, and it actually kept its shape. Here, let me flip this guy.
That's a nice lamp. All right. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And you may want to put it on a board. I don't know how important the surface of that table is to you, but
yeah, I was just doing it for now.
Is that table glass?
Yeah, it has a little glass thing.
Shouldn't be a problem. Okay.
I am impressed with people who can work indoors. I'm such a mess. I mean, I come out of this and there's clay everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I have no choice.
Yeah.
Right.
Flipping him back up because it scares me.
Okay. Are you?
So I got my signature, and I posted it on the thing.
Great. That's a great signature.
I used a little break charm for my bracelet that broke.
Looks like a shooting star or something. All right. Great. So I was also saying that I just sent you an announcement about there's a ceramic sculpture conference in Davis that's going to be held virtually. And so all day Friday the 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8 of the best ceramic sculptors are going to be demonstrating their work from their studios online. And you can go to a site and register and watch the whole thing for free.
I work 3 to 11.
3 to 11.
On Friday.
3 p.m. to 11?
Mm-hmm.
You'll get some of the best ones, and if you go between 10 a.m. and maybe 2, you can get some of the best people in, if it fits your schedule, which is the theme there. So.
I gotta serve them people at McDonald's.
Is that what you're doing? You're working for the Big Mac?
I am.
All right. That could be an interesting Mimbres pot. Let's see. Yeah, I'm working really hard to get the Mimbres section up and running in time because it's officially open now, but there's not much there yet. So there's just some good videos to watch. I'm working on that.
Do you think I'll have enough clay? I have the entire bottom part done. I think I need to buy more clay because I have a couple coils set out, but this is what I got.
Oh, that may be a rather thick piece. So you will need another bag of clay, I think.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Oops.
Was it difficult to get your clay from the bookstore? Did that work out?
Yeah, it worked out. I just thought that there'd be an online way, but it was pretty easy once I got there.
Yeah, I think clay just becomes too heavy for people to start thinking about shipping for free. So I think they turned into this pickup kind of approach.
Makes sense to me.
Um, Another thing, do you both know that when you turn in your pictures of your pieces, you want to turn them in on the assignment page, and then you want to turn them in on the discussion page so that everybody can see them, because not everybody can see what you turn in on the assignment page, but they can all see what you turn in on the discussion page. Does that make sense?
I turned it on the replies page.
On the what?
On where it says pictures of your signature, I replied back.
Right. That one just goes there. That only has one place. But for each of the assignments, there's a way to turn in the photographs of your pieces on the assignment page. And then there's always a discussion about your experience and what you learned. And it also asks you to put the pictures up, because that way all of us can see everything that everybody's done.
Hey, did you see Jason's completed pot?
Yes, I did.
That is awesome.
Isn't that awesome? That is a fine piece. Have you seen
I can't believe he applied each one of those little thorns or points on there.
Right. Yeah, I put up a I don't know if you saw the latest, I put up a PowerPoint on just showing lots of images of different African pots and talked about that technique. And what I've learned about it is that the first thing they do is they put a little indent where they're going to put that, and then they attach. And I think that's why they look so clean in the African version. I don't know what Jason did, but it's a beautiful piece. It's really carefully done.
Well, I've always wanted to, before I even knew it was an African tradition, wanted to put little spikes on my pots, and I don't really have the patience, at least I didn't think so, for applying each individual one like that. And so I've been trying these sort of poking methods from the inside and not being very successful at it though. So they create these little eruptions in the outside, but they don't actually come to points. And sometimes I pierce them all the way through, and I've gotten to kind of like that anyway, but it wasn't what I was intending.
What were you using to poke with?
A pencil.
So,
or like a fat pencil.
Right. I know an artist who does a lot of that, and what he does is he uses the bottom of the handle of the pear coring tool, the pear-shaped coring tool.
Yeah.
So bigger handle, and he makes a big dimple, and then he takes the eraser end of a pencil and pushes in the middle of that. It looks a little bit like a breast with a nipple, but he does that. So it might work with just the eraser end as well.
But it doesn't come to a point then. You need to go back out and maybe.
No, you have to go back out and do it. And, that is a balance. A lot of the techniques that I have developed over time are designed to make me look like I worked for, days and days and days, but I did it really quickly. One of the classics is there's a thing called chattering on the wheel. And that just looked like you sat there and you did this precision carving, but it's all done with a tool that bounces, and it happens in 30 seconds. But it looks like I've been hard at work for millennia. So, all right.
Yeah, I don't think you've actually ever seen any of my pots, so was surprised that you had a concept of what size they would be.
I thought I saw some, maybe I confused, you showed some vessels with plants in them.
Where?
And either in your maybe it was in your inspirations. So they weren't yours.
I don't think I posted anything like that. Maybe somebody else did. I don't think I posted anything of my own.
Okay.
I posted that big Burley Marx landscape and another painting, but
yes.
I don't think I posted anything of mine that I can think of.
Okay, so I must be thinking of who knows? It's all blending a bit, but
I'm glad you have 25 students to sort out.
75.
What?
75. I have 3 classes that I'm working with.
Oh, wow.
And it's
What other class do you have besides the profession, this one and the professional development one?
right. And then there's a 3D design course.
Wow.
And I'm trying to figure out how to balance it all, because it's all out there happening, but I don't see it. You know, it's not like I'm showing up and checking in and seeing people. And so I haven't quite figured out how to manage that, and to understand it. And I don't know, it's all such a new world. So I'm hoping it's going to work out. And you know, we need to find something that will work in this climate. But anyway, it's quite a different world for me. I only have 35 years of teaching face to face, so this is a whole new experience. But I'm enjoying a lot of it. Is really exciting, and I'm really starting to enjoy as you start to see things in the professionalism class. We're doing these presentations of artists that inspire us, and they're really exciting, really interesting.
I was actually, the fact that you did these personal interviews in response to in response to each of the introductions, are you doing that for all of your student classes?
I am, and I probably will try to maintain it for all the assignments, just because there's such a lack of connection in the process. There's, I describe it as trying to hug without arms.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to, at every opportunity, like these open office hours, let's see, I should remember to check. Nope, it's the three of us. Okay, see if everybody's there. But like these open office hours, I am trying to create as much connection as possible. And it's early days yet. I don't think I've achieved maximum connection at any point yet.
Yes, but it really meant a lot to me that there you were in person talking about what I had written and responding to different things and giving suggestions. So thank you for doing that.
Bet. Glad to do it. All right. So Cynthia, have you worked in clay before?
I have. I had like half a semester in one school, and I was in an actual ceramics class for like a couple months until I had to move to a new school. Made this.
Oh, look, there's one. Nice.
Box.
Yeah, I like the decoration.
He's a big perfectionist on sizing, so everything's like a perfect cube.
Mm-hmm. Harder than it looks.
Yeah. Right? Definitely. But yeah, I know basically the basics to spray down my stuff to keep it moist and to score and stuff.
All right.
Little tea set.
Nice.
I also made a cake, which I actually was able to like sell. It was like a little out of the same earthenware, a little box cake, and like the inside was hollow so that you could put stuff in it.
Nice. All right. Excellent. So that's good to see. And right. So, and yeah, again, Robin, your origin story is just wonderful. I haven't ever heard a story quite like that. Through meeting your father, getting your father to a ceramics class, and sort of slowly being brought into it.
It was a really, it was a really special place because it was the San Francisco Senior Center. And the studio is really open to just about anybody. They want you to be over a certain age, but didn't really matter. And we would just show up, and there would be this sort of core group of people who were there every week, who we got to know, and they got to know my father and I. And so, and plus, since my father was very hard of hearing, we would be yelling at each other the entire time. So our entire lives were like in front of these all these other people who got to know us really well, whether they wanted to or not.
Right.
But it was people from all different experiences in San Francisco. I mean, it was one woman who had been a burlesque dancer who was in her 90s, and she was like the human jukebox, and you could tell her a song and she would belt it out. And there was another woman who had been a jazz singer whose husband bought her a nightclub so she'd have a place to perform. And but then there was, a retired art school teacher and this gay couple who were like the most amazing ceramic artists on the wheel. They would just do these incredibly complex and interesting pieces with double walls and flanges, and they'd just start them upside down, then end up turning them over, and they would be these architectural constructions. And other people that would just, someone who was doing sort of like Aztec style carvings of figures. I mean, it was just this amazing group of people who were there like every week and supporting each other. And so here we were showing up every time and having this experience with each other and this experience with the other people in the room with us. So,
yeah, sounds great. Sounds really exciting. I've done some work at in art courses at senior centers down in Los Angeles for about a year, and it was just that every person was an entire life of experience, and you'd meet all these amazing people.
but this was at the basement of the Maritime Museum, an aquatic park, and so you're surrounded by, you know that building? It was a 1930s WPA building, Art Deco in the shape of a ship.
I think, is it over? It's I've
Right
been,
across from,
what's
it's
that?
across from Ghirardelli Square.
Right, I've been in the Maritime Museum, so I guess I must. It's been many years ago, but
They have this amazing undersea mural, painted mural on the inside, and on the outside are these beautiful ceramic tile murals as well. And so then there's a little balcony overlooking the beach and the big ships and stuff. So it was just a beautiful place to go.
that sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, that's really quite wonderful. Just looking to see that I've right. I think I've got everything there. Let me show you. I'll just grab one here. Oh, this is it. This is kind of a preview of our third project. So it's this is a tea bowl for the Japanese tea ceremony, and this is the third kind of ceramics that we'll be working on. Probably our most intimate in scale here. Just fits beautifully in your hand. And this is the same form. It's a different. This is wood fired. You can see the colors change a bit. But the basic concept is a cylindrical form with some sense of movement, kind of a natural sort of asymmetry as you move around the form. And there's always a little dimple in the middle. And the foot is a big part of it. The way that you carve a foot is very unique. So you'll be learning all about that.
How are we going to be constructing them?
What's that?
How are we going to?
We're going to construct them. There's about 2 or 3 methods that are shown, all hand built. There's coil building. In all the methods, what you do is you kind of get the form way too thick, and then as it's soft, leather hard, you begin to carve away to make the final form. And most of the raku tea bowls have always been hand built. They've been hand built since the 1500s. So these are not hand built. These are thrown on the wheel. We'll be doing those. Either you can do them with coil. The traditional raku artist, the 15th generation raku artist, he starts with a thick disc, and then he just starts turning it and shaping it and turning it until it becomes kind of a bowl shape. So I have some videos of him working that you can see all of that up. Anyway, that's going to be exciting as well. And there'll be lots of information about tea ceremony and all kinds of things happening there. Yeah. So anyway, if you have any other questions, I'd be glad to answer them. Otherwise, I'm so glad you showed up to prove that actually people knew about this. And feel free to reach out anytime you have questions, comments, suggestions. And yeah, send me that Janet Goldner article. I'd really like to see that.
Okay, I will. All right, nice to meet you, Cynthia.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Good to see you, Cynthia.
Bye.
Take care, Robin.
Bye, Mark.
Bye.